Got a couple of bucks in the middle of the road. Hey guys! What's going on? Alrighty everybody, how are you? Well, in the garage again, I'm going to be working on the piston from the McCormick Deering M. So stuff like this might happen where I take it apart off camera. This is one example. I took this apart at about like 11:30 at night after work, so as you can imagine or understand, I really didn't feel like making a video about it, so I just went ahead and took it apart. But I figured I'd make a video about putting this thing back together. You know, you got the rod, the wrist pin bushing, wrist pin, obviously piston with the rings, and the little set screw in the cotter pin there. But I just wire brushed this. A little bit of pitting on there, but that's alright. You guys can see that pitting. This swirl is on every single McCormick Deering piston I've ever seen. So, but rings are super clean. Grooves are nice and clean. I'm not gonna bother cleaning in there. It's not gonna hurt anything. But yeah, piston looks alright. There's the oil hole that will drip down into that and oil the bushing there. Oh, and before I forget, you guys probably already figured this out, but we usually have a schedule of putting up a video every Saturday or Sunday, and like I said, we might skip a couple because I'm pretty busy at the farm, but yeah. So like I said, there might be times where you already see something, like I don't get a video of me taking something apart, but or I might just completely do something off of camera and show you guys afterward, because, you know, it's just easier sometimes. But anyway, I guess we'll put this together and we'll throw it in the engine sometime later. Alrighty. So another thing I did, I obviously wire brushed around here, and I got the rings too, and I almost polished up the rings real well, so it kind of buffed them and got a little bit of those scratches away, just a little bit. But that should really help with it seating again, because that cylinder is not in the best shape, so we can use all the compression we can get. Alright, so you got to do this the right way. So this is the oil hole here, and then you got oil hole here, so that'll line up. First, get your oil and just slather it all over the place there. Oil won't hurt. Get some on the inside here. Actually, I'll be honest, today's kind of a lazy day, except for 2 o'clock. I'm going to a I guess manufacturing place to check it out just for fun. But anyway, so see this, hold on a second. See that hole there in the wrist pin? Well, that's where this is thread, and that's where that set screw goes. So you want to make sure, see that hole, that little bit of light coming through? You'll want to line that up. And get some oil in here too, I almost forgot. Don't want to get it all over the place. Making a mess already. Alright, so make sure that's lined up with the oil hole. Make sure you're putting the wrist pin in the right way. Try not to be in your way here. Look in the hole. Line the rod up. Come on. I might be in your way, I'm sorry. Come on. There you go. Alright. Alright, so that's in. And the set screw hole is lined up. I'm not even going to bother showing you that because you're not going to be able to see it. Actually. Alright, hold on a second. Alrighty, you can't really see it like I figured, but she's lined up. So that's good. Alrighty, let's, well, actually, maybe I can do it right now. A little bit of oil on that. I just took my gloves off so I can handle the camera without getting it all nasty. Alright, so let me, that'll go in. Let me get a wrench to put that in. You guys don't have to see that. Alright, so she's together perfectly fine now. Well, see that that bolt there? When you tighten, and it down below it has that that locking nut. When you just tighten the bolt, the whole wrist pin still moves inside the bosses of the piston. But when you lock that lock nut down, it snugs it up to the bosses and won't move for the life of anyone. And then you put that cotter pin through, and all that cotter pin does is sticks through there. And if it decides to start loosening up and turning, it won't turn more than barely anything, because it'll hit the skirt of the piston there, the inside. But yeah, and then like I said, rings are in great shape. Maybe a little bit sloppy, you know, where it's standing right now, up and down, like this way. But once you compress them, it's really not that bad. So I think that's a good piston. But yeah, we'll stick it in the engine in a little bit. Alrighty, guys. Well, the leaves on the silver maple are turning upside down, and if you're any of outdoorsy type person, that means there's a storm coming. So yeah, anytime you keep an eye out on those silver maple trees, and if those leaves turn upside down, there's a storm coming. So gonna see if we can put this piston in real quick and connect it up to the crankshaft. Alrighty, well, nothing fancy with these views, but first oil it up real good. Everything. Oil everything up real good. You know, it ain't gonna hurt it giving it too much oil. Although when you start slipping and sliding on the driveway, that's a little too much. But at least the piston will be alright. Alright, so get it in those grooves. Definitely get it in those grooves. Get the cylinder real good. I'm talking work it in like it's some type of moisturizer. You know? Get a little more where the wrist pin gets oiled. Flood the crap out of the cylinder with oil. And get the leading edge. Leading edge is important to get. I gotta get gloves that go up your arm, so I don't get oil all over my arm. You know, this thing's gonna smoke like crazy when it starts, but who cares? It'll save your cylinder. All this oil. Alrighty, so that line indicates up, and there's a line there, and then there's one on the cap too, to let you know what's up. So let it sit here. Stagger the rings. You don't want a ring, the end of a ring lined up where the oil hole is. So one here, one over there, and one over there. I don't know if you guys can see that, but I gotta get this done before the storm comes. Try not to get your glove caught in there, like I just did. Alright, that one's in. That one's in. There. One piston installed on a McCormick Deering M. Now, if we have time before the storm, we'll connect it up the connecting rod to the crank and all that good stuff. Alrighty, no need to rush now. The storm actually passed us, but I can tell you it's like 95 degrees out and extremely humid. So when I started working on this, I realized you guys aren't even going to be able to see diddly squat when I'm working in here. So I just went ahead and put the cap on, turned the grease cup here a little bit, gave it some grease, made sure there was not too much slop. Well, you know, the good amount of clearance. Obviously it's not going to be knocking, I can tell you that. But you're not going to be able to, well, maybe you'll be able to see this, but see where the cotter pin goes through? See how the castle nut is so far down? Well, yeah, that cap has been definitely taken up many times before. I don't think there's too much meat left in that babbitt, but it'll be fine for now, just for shows. You know, just running for shows. But if I ever want to work it, I would have to keep an eye out on that, or an ear out, I should say, for that babbitt there. But I don't know if you guys. This is mainly for sound, but I don't know if you're going to be able to hear this. You hear that little bit of, I guess you can say rubbing. That's the cleaned up piston and piston rings seating back up to the freshly honed cylinder there. So you can tell it's not stiff at all. I mean, it runs fine, but you can feel the difference between no piston and putting the piston in a freshly honed cylinder. And hold on a second. Alright, so yeah, there's a decent gap in between the piston and the cylinder, so the cylinder is probably pretty egg-shaped, but the only way in fixing that is boring it out and putting a bigger piston in. But we'll see how she runs. It obviously had to run to get to this point, so it'll run again. It's not like it won't run because of this. But yeah, there was scratches down here in the piston and cylinder a little bit, and then there's not too much up there where it's not contacting too much, where the gravity is not pulling it down as much. That's why V-block engines don't last as long. One of the reasons they don't last as long as straight sixes, or straight inline any engine, straight eights, straight fours. I don't know, good stuff like that. But anyway, if I find something else to do, we'll do it. Alright, I'm not sure how long this video is going to be, but what we have to do with this so far is just clean out the mixer, the head, lap the valves, and get a head gasket and put that back together. After watching a bunch of YouTube videos, I could tell that this from here up is completely homemade. The originals was just, it stopped right about here, I guess, and then there's a adjustment bolt that rode on the weight there somehow. So I think I might be able to get a new whole arm off of the internet. But that's what's going on with this. If I get a new arm, I think it'll be perfectly beautiful then. But that's what we're doing with that. We're waiting on that until we get everything else done. But I can't wait to get this thing running too. But well, we'll show you that, of course. But yeah, we gotta clean that stuff up, and we gotta make some fuel lines and all that good stuff. But can't wait to get her going. I'm sure you guys are anxious too. Anyway, guys, enough of this for now. So you know the usual: like, comment, and subscribe. It doesn't cost anything. And you'll see HitandMissfits in another video. Thanks for watching, guys.